Hello and welcome here to TalkFCB and welcome here to Marcus Rashford Day. The deal is done. The signing is incoming. He will be a Barcelona player, and we know this because he has already trained with the first team. That has happened today. Barca have also been seen recording the announcement video. The cat is out of the bag, and Marcus Rashford is right here as a Barca player. We're going to be talking about the signing, about what he can bring, about what he's been up to over the past 48 hours, and particularly here today, a few more important details about this loan deal agreement with Man United. It is all on the way. Let's be excited about it, and let's welcome Marcus Rashford to FC Barcelona. Let's do this. But first of all, we do have to give an extra special shout out here today to Kevin and to Augustine and also to Hayden there on the super thanks. I really appreciate the support, guys. And Hayden, stay tuned, my friend. We may have a few new exciting things coming in the very near future. Let's wait and see what happens. But on Marcus Rashford, it's very exciting, isn't it? Because obviously he has been really raring to go over the past 48 hours. On Sunday night, of course, he travelled into Barcelona by plane, and the feeling is that he couldn't wait to get here. He's waited for this moment all summer long. He's been sort of sitting by the phone. Is it done? Can I go to Barcelona? Is it happening? We all know how much he's desperately wanted this move. And then on Monday, he completed his official medical at the club, at the Ciutat Esportiva. He also exchanged a few words there with Hansi Flick and Deco as well on Monday. So everything was all good there, all rosy and good to go with the official announcement. And then, of course, that brings us on to today, where he is already trained with the club for the very first time. And it's not actually the first time this summer that Barca have sort of had players training and pictured training with the team before they've actually announced them. The same thing happened with Rooney Bardghji, but today was an actual double training session at the club there. We know that Flick loves his double training sessions. Rashford needs to get used to that pretty quickly, but in that first session in the morning there, Flick usually starts with a bit of a team talk. All the players gather around there to go through exactly what's to come, to sort of bring everybody together. And Rashford was very much part of that team talk there. He was gathered with the rest of his teammates, and he also did go through a few warm-up drills with the rest of them too. But in the morning, he did primarily stick, though, once the session got going, to individual specific work there, away from the group with a physical trainer. Because what I want to say on Rashford is right now, don't forget, at the end of last season, he picked up quite a nasty, actually, hamstring injury. He missed the last 5 games of the season there for Aston Villa, and over the summer he's been going through a lot of rehabilitation. He's been doing a lot of work as well in the gym, and it's just going to take him a minute here to get fully back up to speed. We're talking now about match fitness, match sharpness, of course. That's the all-important thing here, but like most players coming back in pre-season, there's plenty of time. This is the perfect time to get right back up to speed, and certainly now when we're looking to the afternoon session, there is every chance that Rashford will be involved in that he will be again with his teammates. Before, do not forget, on Thursday, that is the all-important day at Barca, because we will be heading off on our pre-season tour to Asia. Rashford will be on the plane. He will be there along with his teammates, and that should be such an exciting tour, such a brilliant opportunity for plenty of people there, particularly Rashford, to start showing what he can do. And like I've said before, Flick is going to get him working hard, and that's the exciting thing here, because you feel as though Rashford over the past few seasons, he just hasn't really been pushed enough. You know, there's a lot of talent in there. There's a lot of quality in his game. We've seen it at so many stages of his career. He broke through as such a young player there, hot on the scene at Man United, all the pressure, all the eyes on you, and I just don't think he's been pushed enough there to get the absolute best out of him. And I couldn't really think of a better coach to have him now than Hansi Flick. You know, that is the really exciting thing, to see what he can bring, to see what he can get out of Rashford, and all of that is starting now. In these training sessions, the work is already underway. But indeed, guys, I think it is quite interesting right now. Aside from all of that excitement here, we are still getting more and more reports coming out and more details here about this particular loan deal with Rashford. And what I've got to say is, it's turning into quite a complicated deal. You know, at the time, originally we thought, okay, it's just a straight loan deal, there's no obligation to buy, there's a buy option in there, and we're going to take care of Rashford's wages that are lower than he was earning at Man United. But as time has gone on here, there's been more and more things emerging, because now we have to talk about a penalty clause that has been inserted into the deal by Manchester United there, in the event that Barca do not activate their option to buy on Rashford next summer. And again, right now, we're still working out exactly what that may be. We've heard 25 million, we've heard 30 million, we've heard 35 million euros, and it's something that still needs to be ironed out. But that's actually something there, in terms of that penalty clause, that we've seen from Man United before. Do not forget there, in their deal with Sancho going to Chelsea last season, that was a loan deal where Chelsea actually this summer ended up paying United 5 million, so they didn't have to sign Jadon Sancho permanently. But what I would say about that deal is, though, that was with an obligation to buy. When Chelsea actually took Sancho on loan there was an obligation in that deal, and they only paid the penalty because they didn't follow up on that obligation. So what I would already say here is, why have Barca agreed to have a penalty clause in this deal when they only have an option to buy? Fabrizio Romano says right now the penalty fee is reportedly less than 5 million euros, but that is quite vague. You know, is it 4.9 million or is it 1 million? We don't know. We don't know exactly what the penalty fee would be right now. But again, guys, you know, I look at this situation right here in terms of negotiating with Barca, in terms of the kind of deals that we do. I feel like this is another case of Barca just being petrified of FFP in La Liga, because it seems as though they will agree to anything that doesn't really play a part in that here. Because don't forget, if we'd have paid a loan fee for Marcus Rashford, that would have been included in FFP there. You would have had to put that in, and it would have counted against us in that area. But of course, there isn't a loan fee. But instead now, we have this potential penalty fee if we don't make it permanent, the deal, and that is not included in FFP right now. So it almost seems as though Barca here, for anything that maybe doesn't complicate FFP, they just say, yeah, we'll go with that, we'll agree with that, you know, whatever you want, you can just put it in there. So I just think it's a case here again of Barca being a little bit desperate. But again, we're dealing with Man United. You know, there's no club right now more desperate than they are to get Rashford off the wage bill, to really try and save some money in the transfer window. They are even more desperate than us, and yet we are still not really negotiating well. And can I just say, in my opinion here, guys, the ideal scenario, the absolute dream scenario would be this when it comes to Rashford. In the short term, he really helps us. You know, you're looking at the season ahead here. I think he can be an exciting option. He can be a unique profile for Hansi Flick. I think we will see plenty of him there, starting off the bench, whatever you like. I think he will help the team. So that will be brilliant in the short term. And then long term, you know, if he does do well enough, I really hope that he comes here and smashes it, and that he loves playing here, and that Hansi Flick really values him as part of his squad, and that Flick wants to keep him, because then ideally, you know, the buy option, it seems to be quite manageable. You know, it's not money there that's going to break the bank. We're talking about 25, 30 million euros maybe for a player, you know, who should be entering his absolute prime years. So that is attainable if Rashford goes on and does well this season. And then all you would hope is, if he really does want to stay, if we really do make him feel as though he's very much part of this team, well, can we get a better agreement then on the wages? Because if we're handing out, you know, a 4 or 5 year deal, I don't really see Barca accepting the kind of salary that we have on a one-off year like this one. You know, we're talking about 14, 15 million gross maybe. I don't think we're going to hand out a 5-year deal for those kinds of amounts. So maybe we can work out something a little bit more manageable for the club. That would be interesting to see. But yeah, I think the most important thing here, it's about the football. It is about out there on the field. What can Rashford do? What can he bring? Has he brought something to the club that we didn't have last season? Is he an option here that in certain games, in certain moments and pivotal moments of the season, can he help us I believe that he can, and as I've said before, if he does that, if he helps us to win titles, if he helps us through difficult matches, it will be money well spent by the club, guys. So please do let me know your thoughts in the comments down below right now. What are you feeling about Marcus Rashford in a Barcelona shirt? It has happened. He is here. And what do you feel about that, guys? Do you believe still that this is a good signing? Are you excited to see him out there very, very soon, of course, in the pre-season tour? I will see you soon, where we will be talking lots more about this team, about what we can achieve, and also please do keep an eye over on more TalkFCB today, where I will be releasing my first ever vlog. It's all happening, and I thank you indeed for the great support, guys. But until next time, as always, Vejka, El Barça!